Honorable Union Minister, Ministry of Women and Child Development, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani ji, Mrs. Anita Bhatia ji, Deputy Executive Director UN Women, Mrs. Susan Ferguson, Country Representative UN Women, Sri Indivar Pandey ji, Honorable Secretary Ministry of Women and Child Development, distinguished speaker and guests. We have gathered here today to celebrate the spirit, commitment and contribution of women who laid down the foundation of the Republic of India. Sarojini Naidu, Aruna Asaf Ali, Madam Bhikaji Kama along with many others led the freedom movement. Many of them gave their lives, bore hardships and persecution and underwent hard and continuous struggles. Today we remember these women who contributed from the center and sidelines, crucially supporting the efforts of others fighting for India's freedom. Today we remember the unsung contribution of mothers, daughters and families that stood by those who were participating in freedom struggle. They gave up their lives to support their husbands and children to cause of the country, participated in different movements and stepped in to address the public on behalf of their family members. Similarly, when it comes to drafting the constitution, women members of the Constituent Assembly made their voice heard along the annals of the Parliament. G. Durgabai, the most prolific woman speaker in Constituent Assembly, spoke extensively on judiciary during the debates. Ammu Swaminathan, Begum Aizaz Rasul and Dakshiani Veliyudan participated in debate on fundamental rights. Hansa Mehta and Renuka Ray participated in debate on justice for women in India. The makers of our constitution secured equal rights, equal privilege, equal opportunity for women with men, and that is great achievement in fundamental rights of our citizens. Their painstaking efforts providing India with the legal and ethical framework for our country that assists the rightful place of women. Now we talk about more than 70 years on what is position of women today in our society. We continue to see women's participation in public life and have made strides in our parliament. The percentage of women in parliament has gone up to 14.4% in 2020. The budget for gender equality and women empowerment have increased sixfold in the 16 years from 2005 to 2021. In February 2020, the Supreme Court passed a ruling enabling women to be army commanders and putting them on par in terms of rank, benefit, promotion and pension. Today, about 14% of corporate board members in India are women. On other fronts, the national literacy rate of women in India has increased to 64.6% in 2017-18, almost a 10% increase from 54.9% in 2007-8. The Right to Education Act has brought back girls to school. In 2006, 10.3% of the girls between ages of 11 to 14 were out of school. In 2018, the figure stood at 4.1%, a clear decline. Women in India earn over half a undergraduate degree in both information technology and computer, 50.7%, and in science, 54.1 fields. By 2019, number of people without access to toilet have reduced significantly by an estimated 450 million people. This tends to immensely benefit women. The Jal Jeevan Mission, Atal Bhujal Yojana and Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin include women's voice in community water committee or in constitution on infrastructure and service planning and development. Women are continuing to lead the way out of pandemic. For example, Dr. Sumati K, is a female scientist who has led the development of the Indian COVID-19 vaccine. Thousands of women self-help group rely themselves to produce and supply essential goods and service during the crisis. Scientific innovations as pandemic has shown us are crucial to our health and well-being and development for all. We need to use 10% of our talent. This means we need women to participate equally as leaders and innovators in science and technology. We are supporting these women with numerous initiatives for women self-help groups that supports over 68.5 million households across the country. The government doubles the limit of collateral-free lendings. A number of Indian government agencies put various laudable measures in place to increase the participation of women in STEM fields, like the launching of an Indo-US fellowship for women in the field of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine to undertake international collaborative research in premier institutes in the United States of America. But to achieve true equality, every boy and girl must learn to value of gender equality from a young age, that boys and girls are to be treated equally. This requires a change in our perception and behaviors. It is certainly not an easy task, but requires a fundamental shift in our thinking. A society which does not recognize the equality of women will not be able to achieve its full potential. In light of pandemic, it is most important that ever before that we act decisively so that we do not diminish the progress the nation has made so far. To quote Sarojini Naidu, we want deeper sincerity to motive a great courage in speech and earnestness in action. Today we invite all citizens to join us in pledge to rally behind the cause for an equal future of all. Thanking you.